What's up, cousin? Did you watch Baddies last night? Girl, I did. Let's get into this video. This episode comes on how the last one ended with Summer and Jazz fighting. Now, I was like, what is going on? You had Jazz missing, you had Summer missing. They was connecting some, and then you had Summer swinging hella slow. Like, come on now, Summer, you want to run on these rounds with everybody, but you're swinging hella slow in slow motion. So when security breaks it up, I hear somebody saying, ho. Not security aunt that teamed up with Summer. He like, ho. He wasn't saying no damn he was talking about that 304. So then Summer calls out Yoshi. Yoshi is so tiny, like it gives on a Mac. So they began to fight. When they started swinging, I feel like Yoshi was holding her own, but then Summer started like slinging her around, and it's just like, what was the purpose? Y'all could have just thumped it out. But Summer did sling her down to the ground, got on top of her, and started hitting her. But Summer still was missing. It's like, Summer, you're on top and you're still not doing the job. Ivory feels like Summer pounced on Yoshi. Yoshi feels like she's too small to be fighting because all of the girls are bigger than her except for on the mat. But Yoshi also feels like when they lose, she still got out there with Summer. So after that happened, then Ivory started calling Big Lex out again, telling her to come on. She was like, she wasn't done yet. Her wig wasn't off yet. She was like, you over there bleeding and stuff. Big Lex is like, look, I'm only bleeding because of my nose ring. But Ivory did say that Big Lex had hands. She was like, her hips hurt. She was like, I ain't just beat her up. She was like, but I felt like I won. So, girl, then we see Jazz, Emma, and Yoshi over there pep talking to each other, telling each other that they don't look ugly. They did that big one, da-da-da. Pointless. But Jazz does say that if Summer wanted to run it again, she would give it to her again. But she said she just didn't feel like she should have been fighting a dirt ball. So then we see the Obies, and they're on a sprinter. And so, first thing Diamond the Body says is, are we jumping bees? Tasiki cuts her off and says, no, we're not jumping anybody, but we're not letting anybody get beat up. I could also hear Scotty in the background saying that basically no, because she didn't like the fight. Diamond did say she was excited at first, until she seen that everybody was whooping everybody. So Natalie gets off the sprinter first, and you hear Summer like, hey, B. It's B-I-T-C-H, like she knew her for years. Girl, Natalie all like, what's going on? Summer like, yeah, I just got finished beating everybody's ass. I said, I love it. She is so delusional. But cousin, wait a minute. Did you see Rolly Hills? Girl, that's another story for a different day. Girl, they done bridal party 3000s, and you got it on with an outfit. So once the old bees got there, Ivory started like turning up even more, like she was trying to show off for everybody. So she calls out Big Lex, and she also calls out Jayla. So her and Big Lex, they run it again. Big Lex kind of falls. So Ivory is like, yeah, da-da-da-da, as if she knocked her down, and she didn't. It was just a mess. So next it was Jayla and Ivory. Now, Ivory said something that I caught. She was like, Jayla, let's go. She was like, if this is what I got to do to get in the house, then come on, because I'm going. So I do recall somebody saying that Ivory had to run a whole bunch of phases that she did not even want to run. So now this is giving me that. Like, she really didn't want to fight Jayla, but the production told her that she had to. Because when her and Jayla fought, that was not really a fight. Jayla didn't hit Ivory at all, but I did see Ivory kind of knocking Jayla in her face. So after they fought, Ivory asked, is it over or we going to keep going? So Jayla was like, we're done. And so she throws her hands up. She goes over. She shakes Ivory's hand. Tasiki is like, oh, are we going to the club? Ivory walks away. She ain't even answer. Next it was Bad Dolly. She steps up, basically wanting to issue with Anna. Anna does not want to issue with Bad Dolly. Like, she just keeps, no, what are you talking about? What? I didn't do that. I wasn't laughing. No, that was not me. Like, she just kept copping a plea. So Bad Dolly was basically like, okay, she don't want no smoke, then that's that. But overall, Bad Dolly feels like that the old bees, they give it scary. So then Summer calls Jazz back out, and she's like, look, I want to run it again. And so Jazz starts yelling, pop that S with Biggie and Jayla, and it's just like, what they got to do with it? I hate girls like that. So basically, you're trying to say that she was talking about Biggie and Jayla, so basically, you don't have to fight. They can fight her. So then you hear Tank like, Biggie and Jayla, like she fell right for the bait. But she fell for the bait because she wanted to, because she wanted to get involved with something. Meanwhile, you got the Cisco clan over there trying to pep talk Biggie, like, get over there and fight. And Biggie is like, she's not fighting. Our girl felt like Biggie was talking all this Spanish and stuff. She said she dropped out in the 10th grade. She don't understand none of that shit. So Tank, she didn't ask his Summer, basically, what's the problem? She's like, you're here. What is the issue? Why do you want to fight about something that happened at the auditions? Summer says she doesn't want to fight. She just wants to ask Biggie, what did the wig smell like when she was smelling it? Tank says, it doesn't matter. You're here. Let it go. And I ain't gonna lie, I need Tank to do a makeup tutorial because I want to know what type of makeup she uses. Because when she does beat her face, she looks like a total different woman. She don't look like this at all. Biggie says as an OG baddie, she is going to smell a wig. And she wants to see if you're up to par or not. And it's just like, and as an OG baddie smelling somebody's wig, wondering if they're up to par, you better be ready to fight. So next it was Pretty P and Big Lex. Big Lex tore her up. I ain't gonna lie, Big Lex got them hands for real. Girl, after that squabble, the way Pretty P got away from Big Lex was hilarious. She skated on across that yard. She was like, all right, well, she got a problem with Diamond now. She was like, she don't like the way that Diamond looked at it. And it's just like, y'all just creating problems. So Tinkerbella is like, look, you're not taking that fade, Diamond. I'm going to take it for you. But she does say that it was petty because Diamond, I won. So the squabble begins. And I ain't going to lie, it was a tie until Pretty P fell into the truck. So then Pretty P calls Tank out again. She wants some more. So they square up again. And then once they square up, Diamond runs up from the back and sneaks Pretty P and hit her. And then Tank uppercuts her in the face. So security grabs Diamond and she's yelling, we on that, we on that. Like, girl, yeah, we know since last season. But Diamond feels like since she called her out, it's only right she gets a piece of her. And it's just like, well, if you was going to do that, then you might as well have ran your own fade. But Tasiki says basically that she's contradicting herself because basically the reason why Tank fought for her was because she was supposed to be injured. But then you getting involved, so you ain't that injured. But she was like that she knew who to play with. She said because none of the girls are fighting like Tasiki. The way Tasiki brags on her fighting is like she didn't know that she could do what she could do. So anyway, Pretty P and Tank, they fight again or whatever. Tank gets her down to the ground and she kicks her in the back of her head. One thing about Tank, Tank does use her weight. And so if she's bigger than you, it's over with because she's going to put her body on you. So Natalie wants to know, is everything done? Everybody got it out of their system so they can go in the house and they can get ready for the club. However, I'm looking at everybody. Everybody is dressed different. You got some people with shorts on. You got Tasiki with this polar bear coat on. Is it hot or is it cold? So Ivory steps up and basically she's not done yet. She wants to fight Summer. She says she got Jayla out the way. She got Big Legs out the way. And now she want to get her out the way. So they go ahead, they thump it out. And of course, we already know Ivory won that one. So after that, Emma then calls out Scotty for being boring. So she wants to fight Scotty because she's boring. Scotty is basically like, you want to fight me because I'm boring. Like, you're going to look dumb when this airs. Girl, Emma ain't trying to hear none of that. So then they just like going back and forth. And Natalie and Tasiki is just watching. And then you hear Tasiki say,
come on. She get one hit on Scotty. Come on. You not.
Does she get one hit on Scotty? So that's how y'all doing it? Girl, the moment, let me find somebody else. Scotty will not be back any more seasons. But until he does, she will be back for every season. But Scotty does say she's not the one to play with. So Emma and Scotty, they get in the field. And of course, I mean, it was just hair pulling. It wasn't nothing. I feel like nobody won that. So then they go another round. Then you have everybody trying to coach Scotty. Like, don't stop swinging, keep your head up or whatever. Scotty was just coaching Summer. So how you need to be coached if you coach Scotty? You know how to squabble, right? Now, Natalie was shocked because she hadn't seen Scotty like this. She felt like Scotty had picked up on some things over the years. So then Big Lex, she stands up. But she doesn't call Jayla out to fight. She just basically wants to give her opinion. Basically telling Jayla she fights people that don't want to fight. Or she fights people that she knows she can beat. But Jayla feels like she fought Rolly and Rolly was bigger than her. She was like, she fight people who want to fight her. Like, if somebody want to get in the pain, then she going to get in the pain. But I understood what Big Lex was saying. She was explaining it wrong, but I understood what she was saying. Just like she said, Jayla was quick to shake hands with Ivory. But when it comes to anybody else, it's all this running her mouth, just like she doing Big Lex. Her energy for Ivory and her energy for Big Lex was two different things. Like, her and Ivory, they had back and forth. Big Lex is just giving her opinion. So your smoke with Big Lex is not that deep, you would think it was. Anyway, Natalie is like, look, we ain't got time for this back and forth. We ain't got time for no more squabbles. We got to get into the house and have a house meeting so we can go get this bag. So then the old bees, they walk into the house or whatever. So they show the house. And it does look like an older house or whatever. So basically, Rolly is saying, she's not staying there. But Natalie does tell the other girls that half of the old bees, they're not staying there anyway. Then the topic becomes about Biggie not defending herself or not defending her friend. Biggie is basically like, I don't care what y'all talking about. I don't care. That's your opinion. I'm still not fighting. So Anna is basically regretting fighting or taking up for Biggie because Biggie won't do the same. And it's just like Tasiki won't either. So you're saying that to say what? Tasiki only took up for her this season with Bad Dolly because she got tired of the fans saying that she was boring and she wouldn't take up for her friends. But other than that, she was doing the same thing. Why you ain't call her out last season? So the newbies, they come inside of the house. They come inside of the living room. They sit down with everybody else. And it was everybody versus Summer again. So then DTB wanted to know why was she called out. And Pretty P said because she was looking stupid. And so Diamond was like, okay, well, I'm just letting you know once I get started, I'm not going to stop. But Natalie cuts Diamond off and tells her they don't have time for that. They got to go to the club. But Diamond feels like that Pretty P wants to get clout off of her because she was watching her last season on her TV screen. One thing about these girls that I do hate is the fact that they'll be looking down on the new girls as if they wasn't new girls last season. But then Natalie, the same person that just said that they couldn't do that because they had to go to the club, asks Emma what was her issue with Scotty. Emma says basically it's no issue, it's not personal, she just feels like that Scotty doesn't do enough. Scotty feels like she pops it when she needs to pop it. Scotty also makes a valid point. She says, people call Tasiki boring. Why you ain't check her? Emma says, because I don't find Tasiki boring. I said, girl, I bet. Scotty also says that you're here, I'm here because of me. And it's just like, what? Was that edited? Because of you? I thought this was Natalie's show. Well, I guess Scotty said she been throwing it on the bus, so it will be her show soon. So Rolly asks Big Lex, did she call out Ivory on the bus? So she was like, no, I didn't call out Ivory on the bus. Ivory said I wasn't doing nothing. And I told her I don't start fights, I finish them. So Ivory says last night at the hotel, Big Lex and Summer was about to crash out, basically saying that they'll fight anybody. So when they got on the bus, basically Ivory was testing them like, if y'all was gonna fight anybody, then let's fight. So Big Lex is like, yeah, not am ready to fight anybody. I'll get back out there with you again. But of course, Natalie cuts that off and says, you guys, we don't have time for that. We got to go to the club. Natalie does let them know that they're not squashing any beefs right now. But she does need them to act accordingly due to the fact that they're all about to go out. She lets them know that they do not fight while they're out at the club or they will be sent home. She also lets them know that the old bees, they won't be staying there. But she says everybody is not an OB. You know, everybody is not an OB. So some of the girls will be staying in the house with them. And those girls are Diamond, Sincabella, and Biggie. And when she said Biggie, I said, what? I see why Biggie's not fighting. Because the way they do Biggie is so foul. Biggie was there before Tasiki, before Anna, before a lot of them that's sitting there. And the fact that she has to be in the house with the other girls is crazy to me. It's crazy and it's foul.